Hey y'all, I've kind of half covered this before, but between PMs and posts, I have had 5 separate people in the last few days ask me why I hate Apple. Now I've explained this, and I've explained this to all of them, but I'm getting tired of repeating myself. So I'm going to make a video here basically explaining what it is I don't like about Apple. First and foremost, one of the things I hate about Apple is that in a lot of ways, they're a Rolls Royce. They're the Rolls Royce of computers, or at least that's how they build themselves. If you go by their marketing campaign, and as a result, the price that's charged for Apple products, they build themselves like they're the Rolls Royce. You know, we are the end all of computers. I'm not saying the Mac isn't a good machine. I'm not saying the iPhone isn't a well-built product. I'm not saying Apple doesn't, for the most part, build sturdy and stable hardware. I'm saying they are not the Rolls Royce. They're more a VW. You know, they're good, but they don't do the little niceties that would put them in the Rolls Royce league. They don't do those little extra tweaks, those little things, and you know, they don't go, well, this is the best thing we can possibly put in here, so that's what we're going to put in and we're going to charge for it. They go, yeah, if we tweak here, we save 20 bucks a unit, and that adds up, but we're not going to drop our price any. This is most noticed in machines like the Mac Pro. Ooh. Did I turn that thing off? Yeah. Pardon me, folks. I've been other people in here the past few days. They turned my modulator box from snagged its cord. There you go. Sorry. If you go to the Mac Pro specs, you know, not bad. But there's it's noticeable where they cheaped out. Most particularly, we live in an age today where, you know, the minimum standard for a high-end machine is 1333 megahertz memory, ideally overclocked 1600. Macs still run on 1066. And that really is an insult today. For the type of machine that a Mac is, it should have a minimum of 1333 RAM and the option to upgrade to 1066 if you want it. The other thing that is most noticeable where Apple cheaps out is on their media drives. Now on the Mac Pro, you at least get the 18X Super Drive, which is a nice upgrade. But even though I personally think the whole DVD technology is dead, the DVD and CDs, because honestly, I almost never use them. When I buy a game these days, I download it from Steam, and since Mac users are going to be able to do that now, this is really a dead technology. But, you know, what if I want to play a Blu-ray? Oh, I better get a PC or a Blu-ray player for my TV. I can't do that on my Mac. Any Mac. And I'm sorry, but if you want to bill yourself as the Rolls Royce of computers, you know, all those little nicety extras need to be included standard. The Apple philosophy on how they sell a machine is, we're going to charge you the Rolls Royce premium price. In and of itself, there's nothing inherently wrong with that. If you're going to bill yourself out as being the end-all superior computer, the Rolls Royce, build the Rolls Royce. Don't cheap out, don't half it, don't do any of that. Have all those little nice extras in there that one would expect in a Rolls Royce. The other thing, like I said, I was never really a Mac person, but in the old quad cores, you could upgrade to an oct core yourself. In the new quad cores, you can't. And that's another way of just cheaping out. It's like I've come up with some acronyms here. The other thing is they little other niceties. You know, you have to pay extra for RAID. You have to pay extra. And I realize that's because they're using server motherboards. And I do realize that. But a lot of server motherboards have RAID by standard too. So it really is they just cheaped out. They wanted to use the $300 motherboard instead of the $600 motherboard. You're charging me the price you would for using the $600 motherboard. Use the damn $600 motherboard. So, I mean, Apple's philosophy is give us Rolls Royce Premium. Give us more money for making it a Rolls Royce product. Give us more money for full functionality. Buy another machine quicker than you would somewhere else. Not to say that Macs don't do some things best. If you're in one of these niche fields where a Mac is the best computer for you, and that's why you bought a Mac, okay. I have subscribers like that. And it's like, if you're those people who bought a Mac because it was the best computer for you, it's one thing. But that's not most Mac users. I mean, I feel like Apple stands for... Apple proposes, please, less electronics. And Mac stands for money to Apple for common day tasks. That's just what I feel like. I feel like they need to be about 25% cheaper for the machines they're building now, or they need to spend the extra $20 to $100 a unit without raising the price, and they have enough profit margin there to be able to do that, to deliver the superior machine that they say they're building. And then I wouldn't bag on them so much for that. Now, the other things about Macs I don't like are the UI and the design. It's like, if you'll notice, almost all of my computers are black, which doesn't exist in the Mac world. For a while it did. And there is a company you can spend more money to get a black Mac. If you have like a Mac Pro laptop, you can send your Mac Pro off to them, and they will take the case off and paint it flat black. And honestly, I think those machines actually look pretty cool. But you can't get that from Mac. Not an option. Doesn't exist. It's like, basically, Apple computers and Apple stuff is the only stuff I know that you have to spend extra money getting it designed the way you want because the company thinks everything should be shiny and white. I know there's black iPhones out, but they're piano black. They're not flat black. There aren't any black laptops anymore. There aren't any black desktops. Like, that's a mod people do. So, yeah. Now, the UI is going to take me one more part to get into, because we have to go back through all, basically the history of the OS is a little bit. So, peace out. I'll see y'all in that part.